Hey there. So, a little bit of a bonus recording for y'all. I was just farming henna berries so I could level up my Farazan, and I walked into Aaru Village and got this little scene, and I see the words Jet and Tirzad, so I felt like recording it for posterity. And let's just move on from there. I'll probably edit this in so that it just plays right before we do the Sino character quest, which I do plan on streaming at some point in the near future. Actually, it's kind of dark in here, so let's just put my lights on. Paimon wonders how Jet and Tirzad are doing. Paimon's kind of concerned. It's been a while since we went back to Aaru Village. They should be doing well. We'll meet again. Yeah, so Paimon thinks too, even if we're just speculating here. The last expedition should have helped with their composure, or should we say that they're growing up? Not sure if we can call what Tirzad did growing up. But Jet said he was like a tantrum-throwing kid. Tirzad. Adventure. Could it be? Kalantari. Sorry for interrupting your conversation. I'm Kalantari, a student in the academia. I seek traces of the past that remain on the Earth. Were you part of Tirzad Hindi's recent expedition into the desert? Huh? How did you know? It really is you. He mentioned you both in the acknowledgments of his paper. Paper. Oh yeah, he said he would focus on writing his paper when he got back. So is it done already? Yep, he locked himself in his room once he got back from the desert. The other researchers were worried that he was depressed from failing to obtain any results from his expedition. After a few days, we started betting on whether he would eat or drink first when he finally came outside, but he suddenly charged out and submitted the paper of the academia. The Golden Slumber, a study of governance in the later period of Al-Akmar's civilization and the stages of survival. It may sound a little rude, but I've never expected Tirzad to be capable of writing such groundbreaking paper. Groundbreaking? That sounds very impressive. It's like Paimon's slime dish. That's an indoor zoology researcher for you. Indoor zoology researcher? Yep, Tirzad did call himself an indoor zoology researcher when we first met. Indoor zoology. I didn't see it mentioned in the paper. I guess I'll have to ask him when I get back. Anyway, how did he thank us in his groundbreaking paper of his? Let me think. It was at the end of the paper. I can still remember it very clearly. I'd like to dedicate the last paragraph to the traveler and his companion. They are like the corollas that blossom in the nursery, the bread and salt during a long trip, as well as a gift to me from the desert. Without them, I in no way would be able to complete this paper. Whoa, Tirzad really flattered us there. A gift from the desert, huh? Paimon's blushing. I must agree. Now, you deserve the praise. Anyone who helps a researcher during their paper writing process is worthy of acknowledgement and gratitude. In the world of researchers, there is nothing more painful than writing a paper. If there is, it'll get stuck. It'll be getting stuck writing a paper. That reminds me, I have like a 15-page paper due on Monday. I'm mostly done with it. I just need to submit it for revision and then fix what they tell me. Tirzad was worrying about his paper when we first met. He probably suffered quite a bit before then. To tell you the truth, lately I've been trapped in that state of suffering as well. I decided to enter the desert thinking that perhaps I could make some new discoveries based on Tirzad's thesis. I didn't expect to meet the very person featured in the acknowledgments. It must be fate that brought us together. So can you help me like you helped them? No problem. Awesome. I knew taking a day off and coming to Aaru Village would be the right choice. Allow me to give you two a warm welcome. How does treating you to a meal sound? Of course, you'll be well compensated for your trouble. Whatever Tirzad paid, we'll discuss that later. Hey, delicious food and Mora. Odd notes, old notes, and new friends. When did this world quest come from? I wasn't expecting this.
This is where you
When was this added? Was that added in this patch? Kalantari. My voice sounds very familiar. I didn't expect you to sneak all the way to Aaru Village. This old bag of bones is going to fall apart chasing after you, you know. Ah, it's Mr. Soheil. Someone at your age should be reading through his texts and records in the academia. What are you doing all the way out here? What am I doing here? I'm here to stop you youngsters from running off into the desert, of course. All of you have to read quite a few papers, yet you still can't keep your cool. Terzad gained some success once, and you all go charging into the desert like mindless fungi. The sage is afraid you'll alert the Matra, and worried that you might damage the ruins, so I was sent to dissuade all of you. All of us? But I came alone. I even especially applied to be paid to keep it a secret from everyone else. You did come here alone, but you're not the only one with the same idea. Do you know how many people leave applications? Do you know how many applications the sage received yesterday? 46. A total of 46 applications. All of them from young students wanting to try their luck after reading that paper. They gave all sorts of excuses, helping a neighbor whose house was caught on fire, a fungi invasion, turning their homes upside down, accidentally consuming spoiled curry. If only they used their creativity on writing papers. What vast assortment of excuses. That's exactly why you should trust them. As they say, the absurdity of the truth often exceeds any researcher's imagination. Besides, I haven't seen any other researcher here in the Aaru village, so there's a high chance they were all telling the truth. Of course you didn't. I have already convinced all 45 of them to go back while on my way here. You are the last one. Listen, academic research never relies on luck. Terzad may have produced a well-written paper, but we still haven't verified its credibility. But I found a guide. No buts. Having no prior experience is enough to get you lost in the desert. Even if you don't get lost, there's no guarantee you won't accidentally damage something within the ruins. For the sake of your safety and the ruins, you must head back. If you refuse, I'll have to ask Hulwani from the Corps of 30 to escort you back. Please head back. Ugh, alright. That's how a researcher of the academia should act. Alright, off you go. Huh, Mr. Soheil? You're not going back? Of course not. I'll be staying here for some time to stop other rash researchers like yourself from entering the desert. I'm not rash. I'm just in need of inspiration for my paper. I thought I finally had my chance. Goodbye, traveler. Maybe meet again. Safe travels. It looks really sad. Being unable to write a paper really does seem like a torture. Talk to Soheil. Sorry, I was busy with Kalantari that I didn't get to greet you. I'm Soheil of the Usaiba family. A researcher from Vahumana. Did he plan to hire you as his guide? In that case, I'm sorry for ruining your business. But it may not be a bad thing. Terzad's paper isn't very credible, so you might have ended up going all the way for nothing. No, I believe him. Oh, why are you so sure? Wait, are you the ones mentioned in his acknowledgments? Bread and salt, the gift from the desert. Yes, that's us. We're the famed Dan and Paimon, travelers who went on an expedition with Terzad. Being willing to support your employer is a good thing, I suppose. It shows that you have value contracts just as the people of Liyue do. But you can't fool me. I've been to the desert in my youth, and I've never once encountered places such as the Kamenu Temple or the Kaj Nusut mentioned in that paper. Besides that, the sandstorm on top of the mausoleum of the King Destret is as I remember it from my youth, so I suspect that Terzad never entered the mausoleum of the King Destret. He probably made it all up. I'm fairly certain you took his more and got your story straight so that when someone comes to check, the paper would seem more credible. It might have been a good plan, but unfortunately you ran into me. That's not the kind of person he is. You don't understand it, researchers. I've seen so many researchers who appear to be honorable yet shameless in private. What do you think the Matra are for? Anyway, you're free to go. I won't pursue the matter. Just don't help him write fake theses anymore. Please leave. Damn, poor Terzad. His paper's being besmirched when all of that stuff that happened. Jet's memory. We need people to know that this shit happened, and also that the true story of the events behind Deshret and his followers. Paimon so peeved. Paimon could sense him looking down at us beneath that polite tone. He even said about Terzad that was too much. He's saying we faked it just because he couldn't find a way to into the ruins himself. Have you taken good care of the stone slate Terzad left with us? It's right here. Perfect. That's an important piece of evidence. Huh, wait a minute. The symbol in the center is lit up. And it's pointing somewhere. It's probably because of Kaj Desut. Probably because we finished King Deshret's trial. You're right. In that case, we might be able to enter the depths of the ruins now. You know, the place we couldn't enter before. Let's go take a look. We may find some solid evidence. That researcher will have no choice but to apologize to Terzad and us. As you adventure further in, the Scarlet and Sand Slate will progressively display key locations throughout the ruins. Follow the Slate's guidance and use special clearance to unlock these devices. You may yet reach places not yet. Okay. Well, it's only been about 11 minutes so far. I can go a little bit further. Still here? Why are you still in our village? Are you thinking about trying to get something from me? Just give it up. I'm not Terzad, Galatani, or any of those other youngsters. I never try to take the easy way out. Allow me to guide you to the right path. Start by gaining knowledge now. Who knows, you might even make it into the academia when you reach my age. God, what an asshole. I was gonna collect Aaru. I was just gonna collect henna berries today, but fuck that old man. The mausoleum's deaths. The village named Aaru is the shelter of the remnants of those who once witnessed Kaj Desut. Should know the original Aaru is elsewhere, at the source of the sandfall at the end of the trials. So it tells us to go specifically to this waypoint. This is just a dead end. Aha, there's one of these still. Future me is going to edit out so much of this. Alright. There we go.
Ah, something with which to commemorate this occasion.
Oh, damn, we gotta go far down. I'm gonna need all these mushrooms for my Nahida.
That's everything. On to the next.
Now, if only I could get more henna berries. Maybe I won't edit this at the beginning of the, Sino's quest. This is basically Terzad's legacy at this point.
An impressive bounty.
We spent a lot of time with that old man. We're gonna show him some respect. Put some respect on his name. The things I do to give respect to old men.
Overruled.
You know, I should probably grab this waypoint here. And that'll be the end of this recording. We'll actually dedicate an entire stream to this in the future, where I will edit this in the front of for when it goes on YouTube. So, last time I played Genshin, it was a little bit of a mini bonus recording, because I accidentally wandered into a world quest, and we're going to resume that world quest. Apparently, this was a very missable world quest that was part of the series in the Golden Slumber quest line, which, for those who have watched that was so long ago. I have since looked up what parts of the world quest it is from, and I have no clue how long this is going to take. Because it's from the Golden Slumber, this could be 2 hours, this could be 4 hours. We could be here for a while. Beyond that, the only thing I have planned for today is maybe we'll pull on Baiju's banner because we can get some Farazan constellations and maybe pull an early Baiju. I figured we'd do that whenever the banner comes to a close. How many days are left on this thing anyway? 11 days? We'll do that next week. Because I'm not going to have a lot of pulls. I think I'll have like 17, give or take. Someone recommended that I should probably build Layla since I pulled Layla, because apparently if you just go full HP Layla, her shield is comparable to Zhongli's. And I would be able to keep my Arlecchino alive for longer. What are your ascension materials? Oh, you gotta farm the fucking Drake? What are these? Nilupala Lotus. Water and Sumeru. I don't think apparently I've picked up some of these. I don't know where I've picked them up though. Anywho, intro over. Let's just get back towards our quest line. Old notes and new friends. Gotta use the Slate to go to the Duat Hall. Alright, to the Duat Hall we go. Okay, so Duat Hall says to go this way. Where's the Sealy you want to go? Oh, I can restore this. I've picked up enough of those thingies. That's kind of neat. That was not worth it. 20 primos, though. Vaguely readable inscription. Alright. The name of the king in the opening of this line of the inscription was once inlaid in green gems, but few of them have been dug out. In the second year of the verdant Lord Zermund, child of Muzaffar, the day Malik, a dream came to the verdant Lord, which shall be recorded faithfully here. Zermund saw the following dream last night. He dreamed that the darkness of the sun arose from his swallowing, the light of the stars and the moon. The sun shone over the land and was filled with yellow sand, and not even the slightest trace of bird could be found there. The verdant Lord sighed at the sight of this vision, determining that should become like the forest, a paradise of green, as he breathed out of the desert, vast clear springs and boundless trees that touched the very skies. He saw 1,000 ships, 10,000 roses, 100 caravans without number, woven into gold across the desert. Just as, about to put those golden robes, he awoke to see an arrow of sunlight piercing the summit of a mountain. The verdant Lord was raised in the forest, and knows not the language of the desert. And so the greatest of scholars have been instructed to pen his dream down, in prose, to be carved here. That kind of reminds me of the dream that Dunyarzad told us about how, like, the wise lord that sought out the Dendro Archon, only to return having woken from a dream. Let's grab this. I can't believe this is a 3.1 questline that I only just now discovered. According to the stone slate, we've arrived at our destination. It's just that Paimon doesn't see any special devices. Even though we're definitely inside the mausoleum now, have we gone the wrong way? Should we have another look at the stone slate? Oh look, there's new writing. 3 dots of light. The mortal plane is like a river between the underworld and Aaru. Mortals must not cross, must not probe, must not. Paimon doesn't know how to read that. Or they shall descend into the underworld forever. In order to ascend to Aaru, one must have a body like that of a vulture and soar above the underworld. Peck at 3 different organs in the order to obtain the consent of Al-Akmar, and fly across the river in the form of a falcon. That word is covet. Oh, must not covet. What does that mean? This all sounds pretty important. Paimon doesn't understand it. Of course you wouldn't understand thou shalt not covet. Which one do you think is more important? In order to ascend to Aaru, peck 3 different organs, obtain the consent of Al-Akmar. Obtaining the consent of Al-Akmar should refer to opening a new path. If we sum it all up, we must do something to the organs, open a new path that leads to Aaru, and it all sounds kind of mysterious. Speaking of organs, Paimon thinks that we've heard that one before. Terzad mentioned it, yes? Yeah, that guy was so stubborn then. He wouldn't listen to anyone who kept saying what King Destret's legacy was in the King Destret's mausoleum. Then he went into a hall and said that it meant to store some organs and found a strange device. After that, the symbols in the stone slate just clicked and lit up. Maybe peck at 3 different organs refers to find 3 devices like before, and then we get to the place called Aaru. Let's go, see what secrets King Destret has been hiding in Aaru. All of that was written on this tiny slab? Still, it's kind of funny to think that there's so many places around here that I haven't been to yet. If only those researchers knew. Paimon gets to practically live here. Alright. Peck at 3 organs. Alright, bottomless hall. That's a good thumbnail picture. So it looks like there are 3 devices. There might be a specific order to things. So we'll try this one. I guess we don't need Terzad Gerbil's help, I guess. The symbols on the stone slate don't mean anymore. We're missing something, though. Somebody told me that when they did this quest line, it took them like 4 hours. I'm hoping it doesn't take me 4 hours. Up you go. Follow the orb. These puzzle missions take so long, I'm probably going to edit out so much of it. The most simple puzzle solving available. All you have to do is be patient. And it goes right in there. New symbols lit up on the stone. Should count as pecking organs, right? Ooh, that does make Paimon hungry. Obtain full clearance. I actually, while exploring the desert looking for henna berries, found a door that I couldn't open without having, it required me to have, the 2, things that look like steering wheels lit up on either side. Interesting. Mausoleum depths. Probe covet. They shall descend to the underworld forever. The resilient who pass the trial of place of rebirth will obtain an unalterable form. The sulfuric who pass the trial of the place of breath will be everlasting in bliss. Oh, so now we have these. Place of rebirth. They want us to backtrack all the way over to here? Why, though? Oh. There's just a path here. There's this whole world hidden underground. Man, can you imagine me trying to figure this out before they added the layered map? Fontaine added so many quality of life changes that made this so much more bearable. Oh. Oh, it lowered the water level. Is that a good thing in the desert? Wait. Am I where I think I am? Oh my god, it opened a new path! This is that main open area where everyone is.
I'll catch up.
Yeah. I never figured out how to open this path here. Okay, so that route did not lead us where we needed to go.
Someone needs assistance.
Now we gotta go this way. Because that door's locked over there. Okay, that turns those on.
Yeah.
Ah, there's one more. Okay. Huh. Oh, there's a torch missing. Okay. One last torch. Of course.
Transfixed. Everlasting as the moon.
Speed of light. Cut to the chase.
I need to get back around to farming Kaching's set. I need to spend some time in the Thundering Fury domain. I honestly prefer attack build Kaching, personally. I could just find a better Glad set to put on her. Oh, it just put it in here. Okay. As long as we keep doing World Quest stuff, we're gonna progress my dailies. That was my favorite quality of life change that they've added. That way I don't have to do the same 4 daily quests every single day. We lowered the water level again. Aha. So that's that door there, so we have a backtrack. Cool. Cool. What's down this way then? Oh. We can get back down to the bottom level. Cool. Got more puzzles to solve. We gotta move this all the way across the room? Ah, there we go. Oh, and that opened this. Cool. It feels so nice to be able to do 5-digit numbers consistently. I think Arlecchino might be like the first like 5-star DPS that I actually pulled for now that I think about it. I mostly just pulled for whatever characters on a whim. Because there weren't characters I actually really wanted. Wanderer, I guess, is a 5-star DPS, but I had no clue how to build him when I pulled for him. I'm building him now, though. There! Now I have enough clearance to open that puzzle that I found on my spare time that I didn't record. For those who are curious, I want to go back there and check. There's a dungeon, like, right over here that goes underground. I guess I could sidetrack real quick. Well, we might edit this out. We might edit this out if it ends up being pointless. But I really want to know. I want to know if I can access this tomb yet. All the way to the bottom. We're just here to explore the desert. That's all we're really here for. I've already navigated this place once. So I already know how to get to the bottom. Oh, I can turn this off now. Yeah, you needed the 3 circle clearance. 3 driving wheels. Oh, I see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2.
Don't blink.
So that's 1. 2. 3.
Speed
4.
of light.
Aha, we figured it out. It's the number of machines in each
Not bad,
corner.
as far as treasure is concerned.
They always like to put a hint somewhere.
Laid bare.
There's just a bunch of you in here.
With sword comes shadow. Hey, go Baron Bunny. Steady as stone. Incoming. Hey.
Transfixed.
Gotta kill all of these, huh?
An impressive bounty.
I wonder what's at the end of this place. I just got an achievement. It just walked from one end of the tomb to the other. Interesting. All that for a Dendroculus. How do you write the excavation report? Explore the ruins beneath the desert for the first time. Establishing a beachhead. I did that yesterday. Well, that was a nice little detour. Now let's go back to the quest we were doing before. Okay, now we have to go to the... Go forth, resilient ones. You shall gain an unalterable form. Now we gotta go to the place of breath. Man, I feel like this is the place we went to during the Golden Slumber quest line. It feels like so long ago. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the place we went to during the, Yeah, we didn't have the clearance for this. We have the clearance now. Whoa! Just a hole. Oh, hang on.
I must leave no stone unturned.
We're going down? This door's locked over here. I wonder if we'll be backtracking here. I stumbled across a world quest, and now we're exploring ruins that I should have figured out how to explore back in 3.1. Fun fact, 3.1 is actually where I started playing the game. 3.1 was, I believe, the first desert patch, because Golden Slumber was added. Yeah, there was no desert in 3.0, though.
Transfixed.
Pretty sure 3.1 was Nilu, Candace, and Cyno's banner. Yeah, the North Desert got added in 3.6. Where the giant fucking sandstorm is. And the Dirge of Bilka's questline. Like, when I started playing, the 3.2 patch was, like, about to go live. I started playing the game during 3.1. Man, there's still waypoints in the desert I haven't found. God, I can't imagine trying to do this place before they added the stupid, layered map in Fontaine. Oh, the map is so confusing here. It's so many verticality layers. Oh, it's a trapdoor, not an elevator. Almost there.
Leave it all to me, as a dutiful maid would.
Everlasting as the moon, laid bare.
Come on. Let's just open these doors, since we can. Let's babysit both of these now. Oh, this is where we have to go. This elevator works. Oh! It's just hidden in some dank, dark corner. The other puzzle didn't even fucking matter. We now have full clearance. What does full clearance do? I actually haven't ran into anything that requires full clearance. Head to the Great Hall of Truths, following the guidance of the Slate. You have obtained full clearance, except for that of the abandoned nostalgic ancient city. The desert no longer hides any secrets. Go to the Hall of Truths. Right, that place we were earlier. After pecking 3 organs, something something go to Aaru. Paimon has been thinking for a while now. This place feels really important, like it's a storm terror's lair, but in the desert. Paimon wonders if the bards sang about this place during King Destrit's reign. Let's get a closer look. Examine the giant device. This device doesn't look like it's working. Maybe it's been used for something. Might be able to switch it somewhere. Let's look around. Okay. Whatever you say, Paimon. You know what's best. Anywho. Oh, there's a lot of clearances. Yep, that one requires full clearance. That's the first book I've seen that requires full clearance. This one requires full clearance. This one requires full clearance. Well, that looks like it did something. Sound coming from the center of the hall. This is gonna be like a domain. Oh! I guess I was right. I didn't expect to walk through it. Huh. Is this Aaru? Maybe? Well, according to the stone slate, we've obtained King Deshret's consent and reached Aaru. This place doesn't seem very much like Aaru. There's only a frighteningly huge device. Paimon feels that Aaru should be more... delicious? Beautiful? Yeah, exactly. It should at least be filled with greenery, like Samara City. At a time like this, another stone slate couldn't hurt. There's a new line of words here. After flying across the river in falcon form, one must burn the embers of the sun at 3 places using feathers. Only through this may we obtain the mercy of Al-Akmar and ascend to Aaru. Sigh, there's more. Paimon's getting annoyed. Why can't King Deshret just finish explaining without stopping? This is getting exhausting. Don't forget about how Tursad was malaligned. Think of the treasure. Right. I have to make sure that Soheil guy apologizes. Anyway, this isn't time to head back yet. Let's find out how to burn the embers of the sun. Whatever that means. The embers of the sun. Feel like pecking the organs. Probably also means something to the big guy here. What was that achievement we got earlier? We just got the straight path. Walk like King Deshret's people. Obtain permission to go through many doors. Head to the hidden compartment at the top of the mausoleum of the King Deshret. We're at the top of the mausoleum? We are. Huh. So we're in the upside down pyramid that's on top of the right side up pyramid. What do you mean, green Paimon? It looks like there's plenty of greenery up here. And there's even water in here. As we thought, these objects can light up the embers like the sun. Paimon knows best.
Speed of light.
Bye-bye. And then there was one. This has been a whole lot of work for nothing. What are we even doing in this room? 2 more of these things. God, Arlecchino does so much damage. She was doing a lot of damage even before I got her signature weapon. Her signature weapon just made her go from doing 15k to like 30k. Now what? I'll go over here. Okay, that looks like it did something. Oh, it's that boss that we farmed for Farazan's ascension materials. This is the highest point of King Deshret's mausoleum. It's just sand all around. How can this be? Paimon sees another huge, evil-looking guy up ahead. Let's go have a look, but we should be careful. Defeat the big guy with evil intentions. The Field Annihilation Array. Oh, look at how little damage we're doing.
Lay to bear.
Cut to the chase.
Yeah, hit those 30Ks.
Incoming. Hey! Let it rain.
Transfixed.
Please please die, so I don't have to do another cycle of this. There we go. Just like farming Farazan's materials. What's happening? Did we just turn off the sandstorm on top of the pyramid? That's what Soheil was talking about. Nothing changes in the desert. So this is a machine that turns off sandstorms. Cool. Big guy's finally down. Are you alright? You become completely empty-handed. Record of Aaru's shoot. It's a stone slate covered in writing. We should take it back to Soheil. Bet he'll be speechless when he sees this. All of that just to get to the roof. I'll show you, old man. Terzad's gonna get... I hope we get to show Terzad, because Terzad is the one that really needs to see all this. His paper opened the doors here. No, I refuse to escort you into the desert. But the mausoleum of King Deshret, which has remained the same for centuries, has undergone unprecedented change. You saw it too just now, didn't you? I need to make a record. I'm sorry. It's also my first time seeing this change. However, the sage has prohibited researchers from entering the desert without his permission. I'm not like those rash young researchers. I've dedicated years to studying the academia. The answer is still no. Hello, long time no see. It seems you're having a nice time in our village. Huh? What are you two doing here? I did say I wouldn't pursue the matter, but you should stop going around deceiving people. I'm getting old, and so my time is way more precious than yours. Besides, I have more important business to attend to, so if you'd excuse me. Want to enter the desert? Want to get closer to the mausoleum of King Deshret? No, not at all. I would never go against the sage's restrictions. I just want to... Wait a minute. Both of you covered in dirt, and you're hiding suspicious stone slate. Did you just return from the desert by any chance? Are the changes in the mausoleum of King Deshret linked to you? Yes. How can that be? Generations of Vanumata researchers tried everything they could to open the mausoleum's entrance and discover the secrets within, yet none succeeded, but you two easily. Can I take a look at that stone slate you brought back with you? Sure. Thank you. The forest will remember your generosity. Soheil's eyes open wide as he scans the stone slate from every angle. Due to various reasons, practically all the records of the later period of Al-Akmar's civilization have been lost. Even those that are occasionally dug up are just fragments. I've never seen such a perfect stone slate. No, it's not only me. Even the sage may never have witnessed such a miracle. And you were calling us frauds just a short while ago. Did you really enter the mausoleum of King Deshret, as Terzad's paper described? Yep. Nah, he's a fraud. It's really true, then. In the name of the Von Humana researcher, Soheil, on behalf of my family, I sincerely apologize. I'll be so kind as to forgive the greatest mistake. Ignorance. Well, that was a sudden change of attitude. It's like he's taking a completely different character, just like the storytellers of Liyue do. Could you allow me to carefully inspect the stone slate? I'll compensate you both for it. As for the amount, before that, let's go someplace quiet so I can take a closer look at that slate. That's the end of the world quest, right? Yeah, that's the end. Which opened a new quest line. Ooh, it's a lot cooler here. Mind letting me see the slate? He examines the slate, alternating and frowning and marveling. Hey, so you're spending too much time on this. You're not trying to commit text memory to skimp our pay, are you? Sorry, I was just so fascinated. This is my first time seeing one like this. Any discoveries? Some of it looks like a construction log. It mentions Aaru, but there's no way to know if it's any way connected to Aaru village. Too bad the records say a little more. But this discovery is certainly worth several pages of writing. Thank you very much. Here, as per our agreement. You should be thinking Terzad instead. Yeah, that's right. If we weren't trying to prove Terzad correct, we wouldn't have even found this slate. You're right, Terzad is the one that I should be thanking. Yes, indeed. My next step would be to find a bigger collection of primary materials, but that's going to be difficult without going into the desert. Oh, I have an idea. If you have time, please hear me out. Mr. Soheil, what are you thinking? The sage prohibits any research from going into the desert. Now, I wouldn't dare challenge the sage's authority, but I'm sure he's never prohibited the giving of gifts, right? Gifts? What are you going to give us? Something very precious, my archaeology notes. To be honest, I ventured into the desert more than a dozen years ago, but didn't find anything special other than noting the locations of several potential ruins. I believe it's fate that brought me back here to make your acquaintance in the ruins, so I want you to have these notes. You're trying to... Ah, I get it. That isn't against the rules, but I'm afraid your actions would... My actions? I am simply presenting a gift as a celebration of my friendship with Dan, the big hero, and Paimon, the little hero. Isn't that more than fair? I suppose. It's very fair indeed. The world of researchers is way too complicated. He could have just gone right out and said he needed our help. Instead, we had to go through this whole charade. If you ask Paimon, he's just afraid of the big guy over there would rat him out to the sage. Yeah, this is definitely meant to be taking place in 3.1 because they're assuming that what's-his-name is still the sage. So chronologically, this quest takes place, like, before the 3.2 Archon quest. It's because your world is too simple, Paimon. Paimon, you actually understood. He must have his reasons. True, but Paimon feels these researchers are always hide behind the pretense of pursuing knowledge, as if that justifies everything they do and say. Well, that's one thing you shouldn't turn into, Paimon. Don't worry, Paimon's never been interested in knowledge at all. Let's take a look at what's written in Soheil's gift. Ooh, day 32. It's been a month since I first stepped foot in the desert. During this month, we have recorded everything that could be discovered outside the mausoleum of King Deshret. What's use of that? Any potential topic has already been written about. When I saw that people were writing extremely niche and incomprehensible papers like the aesthetic preferences of the structures of Deshret civilization, an analysis of using the pyramid inclination of the mausoleum of King Deshret as an example, I knew that the only way to find the breakthrough would be to enter the mausoleum itself. But we couldn't enter the mausoleum. Everyone's patience has been worn out, not to mention that we're running out of drinkable water. I'll give it another day. Hopefully during the last attempt things will go according to what the legends say. Spring water will burst forth from the long-dried well, and the unyielding barrier will finally be shattered. Day 34, I'm returning to Aaru village. Day 35, I can't leave empty-handed. I have to think of something or else I'd become a laughingstock. Day 38, we discovered new ruins, but whenever we try getting closer, a transparent mechanism would push us away, stopping us from proceeding further. I'm absolutely certain that Deshret created this mechanism to cover up evidence of his tyrannical autocracy. Day 42, we discovered 3 more of these transparent ruins, which makes them 4 in total. However, we still haven't found a way to enter any of them. Going to record their locations for now, it feels like some kind of illusion. Perhaps a vision is necessary for cracking the case. I need to look into that. Day 45, we've arrived at the Dune of Corroses. Some cone-shaped ruins that look just like a smaller version of the Mausoleum of King Deshret are located here. I guess I'll call it the Tomb of Corroses for now. I think that's the place we just explored. Though it's a lot smaller than the Mausoleum of King Deshret, it's fine. I still find it hard to imagine how Deshret enslaved his people to build such a structure. Disappointingly, we've encountered the same mysterious power last time, keeping us from entering. I will not waste any more time. We'll head further into the desert tomorrow to see if we can find the fabled oasis. Day 46, the archaeology team has been attacked by a group of Eremites. They call themselves the Thutmose. Never heard that name before. Their leaders were 2 young men. Oh no, I actually recognize that name. One wanted to kill us all, but surprisingly the other young man stopped him and let us all go. It's Jet's dad. They seemed like fanatic believers of Deshret, so there's nowhere near decent nevertheless. I hope Deshret will always bless that young man, and that his acts will always remain true. It is Jet's dad. I have no choice but to return to the academia and face their ridicule. But, to be honest, compared to the mockery, having no improvement in knowledge is more than painful to endure. In the boundless forest of knowledge, I am but a snail that has only just crawled into the branches. I've also been thinking that the sheep in a nearby area often disappear for no reason. The locals believe that they were swallowed up by rock formations, so they call this place the Lamb Devourer Rock. Those eremites suddenly jumped out from the rocks, then disappeared into them. If we draw a parallel between them and the disappearing sheep, the answer becomes straightforward. The Thutmose members might be using a specialized technique to hide themselves, or perhaps there's a hidden cave somewhere. Anyway, I'm going to write down the location first. If I ever return to this place, I'll hire an eremite from the Thutmose as my guide. Looks like he's having a pretty hard time. He explored the area around the mausoleum of King Deshret for a month without obtaining any results. He didn't want to give up, and found the transparent ruins. Then found something a lot smaller than the mausoleum of the King Deshret, the Tomb of Korosis. Finally, he was attacked by a group of mercenaries at a place called Lamb Devourer Rock. Well, even though he went through all that, he still wrote that compared to the mockery, having improvement in knowledge is more painful to endure. He sounded like a completely different person. Yeah, it seems like he really was in for the knowledge back then. Paimon was a little moved. From that perspective, it wouldn't be an exaggeration for him to call it a precious gift. Let's visit each location he mentioned in his notes. If we find something decent, let's bring it back as a gift in return. Soheil's wish. We're done with the world quest. Oh, no, it made a new world quest. Invisible barrier. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It says search all 4 of them, but there's only 3. I think it's because in my spare time I have already explored one of the 4. Gotta get them scarabs for when I eventually lose 50-50 to Dia. This must be the transparent ruins mentioned in Soleil's own notes. We've seen similar things before. We knew someone else would be interested in them, eh? Let's keep exploring. Ugh. I hate when I need a certain elemental type.
Ready for anything.
Something you wish to report?
Oh, how
Okay, so that opened up this path. I think. Oh, it opened this door. Okay.
all in a day's work.
I think the other transparent ruins... Yeah, they're right here. These ones. I solved these ones on my own recently with just exploring the desert. I've been noticing that I get quest essential materials occasionally. Yeah, old stone slate. And a glinting component. Piece of a primal construct. Transparent ruins record 1. Oh, that's what we got. Yes, I already have one of these. I was recently going through this area because I was basically exploring every inch of the desert because I'm trying to get the henna berries that I need in order to level up my Farazan. It's been a pain. They're so far spread out. Out of all the I thought farming the stupid Philanimo mushrooms was the most annoying thing in the game. Look at that. I'm still finding henna berries that I haven't even found before. Alright, time to find a way in here. Alright. Alright, let's see. No, no way in here.
As a dutiful maid would, leave it all to me. Speed of light.
Oh. Overload ka-ching. I need to start leveling up my Chevreux. Oh, looks like we found a way in. Ugh.
Are you sure it has to be me? Fine. Let's get this over with.
Ready for anything.
Can I go this way?
Go as one.
Nothing. Huh. There's a door here. We can go in here, though. Nope, that way's blocked. That way isn't. Alright.
Things are going a little too smoothly today.
Transparent Ruin Record 2. Still can't believe that I accidentally explored one of these already. I usually don't like doing exploration missions. Transparent Ruins number 4, I guess. Alright. Ooh, this one's gonna be hard. Oh. How did I miss that?
I hope the others find some.
So what do you do? Okay. Ah, you open this door.
I hope the others find
King
some.
of Four Lands. Oh, God, I fucking hate this menu. Let me look at the missions, for God's sakes. There we go. Did you find anything special in the desert? We explored the Transparent Ruins. You went to the Transparent Ruins. Did you find anything? Of course, be prepared to be thunderstruck. Recount your exploration of the Transparent Ruins to Soheil. Ah, so Destrit did indeed withhold secrets behind that unknown force. I shall get to the bottom of it. This is... How could this be? You look pale. Did you discover anything terrible? No, sorry. Not exactly terrible. The writings on these stone Slate look complicated, but they're actually records of leave requests. In addition to recorded excuses, not any different from what young scholars use today. It's a good thing I failed to find a way across the Transparent Ruins back in the day. I imagine I would have been quite livid. Anyway, I must thank you for bringing the slates back. Perhaps I should go around about the excuses people make in Mondstadt. That could be enough to write a paper. Time out of a busy schedule on evolution of the perception of off days in different societies. So the leave requests basically disproved that Destrit was using slave labor. Which is probably itself a reference to how people think that slaves built the pyramids, but current historical records actually show that the majority of the labor used for the building of the pyramids was actually contract labor. They were paid. We know that people were paid to make the pyramids. Tomb of Corroses. Never went over there. I've never bothered to explore this pyramid. Alright, call this place the Lesser Mausoleum of King Deshret. It's a lot like the main tomb. Paimon wonders which one came first. There's just a thingy in here. This mechanism changed color, nothing happened. Is it damaged or something? Our previous experience, if anything, let's go check around the round. Blah, blah. See if anything changed. Oh. This place is bigger than it looks. What do we get from here on the 3D printer?
An impressive boundary.
It's just been a full day of exploration. We're gonna have to explore more of these tombs probably recently because Sino's Character Quest 2 came out in 4.5 and we still haven't done that.
Overruled.
Ooh, 49k. That might be a new damage high for me personally. Oh, this key respawned. Dead end no more. Oh, I can go through here now.
Everlasting as the moon. Overruled.
With sword comes shadow.
Ah, something with which to commemorate this occasion.
Okay, so we can go down here now. This is the other side of that other one. Aha! We solved it.
Ah, something with which to commemorate this occasion.
That noise feels like it came from deeper inside that pathway. Can we go to the top now? We can. Go to the top. There's scarabs even in here.
Ah, something with which to commemorate this occasion.
Okay. Alrighty, Treasure Stone Slate. Back to Aaru Village. That one did not take nearly as long. Except for when I got stuck on that one puzzle. Then it took quite a bit. We explored the Tomb of Caruses. So you went to the Tomb of Caruses. It's a miniature version of the Mausoleum of the King Deshret, just like I said, right? Any new discoveries? You recount your exploration of the tomb? Sounds like you didn't find anything special. I guess the size isn't the only difference between the two locations. And as for this slate... What is it? What is it? So many words. It's got to be valuable, right? From what I can tell, it's an ordinary fable that features some animals. How can this be? It's okay, I can still squeeze a paper out of this, albeit a short one. Retreat of the Sheep. Preliminary study of the environmental change of the desert. Interesting. So they documented animals there. It was probably a storehouse is probably what it was, if I had to guess. As for what it's a reference in Egyptian mythology or history, no clue. The Lamb Devourer Rock. This isn't too far from where Dia's father's group of the Eremites was. Where the Thutmose would suddenly appear and disappear. It's been such a long time, even here wasn't a hiding spot. It should be abandoned by now, right? Never mind, they're still around. We gotta keep their voices down. Probably have a secret hideout around here. That means treasure. Ah. So they probably hang out in here. Speak the password and the path will open. Password. Oh, come on. No one's gonna set such a simple password. Passwords on this gate aren't it either. See, it didn't respond. I guess we need to figure out the password before we can get in. If we don't listen to some of the Eremites nearby, they might have some clues for us. I thought it was weird that when I explored this area before, I was getting these weird stealth mechanics. I would like to not have to do the kill 'em all strategy, as easy as that would be. Careful, folks. We've got company. This will be a high alert. Let's leave first, come back later. So we can't alert them. So the kill them all strategy doesn't work. So we actually have to just stand around near them. Okay, it wants us to follow this mercenary. Alright, follow her quietly. I didn't expect the go deal with the Eremites to be the hardest mission. Suppose something happened to him. The password protected door. Okay. Oh my, what was the password? Oh my god, she doesn't remember. Was it Magbar Parvizan or was it Makbara Parvizan? That's right, the password is Magbar Parvizan. Alright. Ignore the woman in the white coat. She doesn't stand out at all in the desert. What's the password? Look for valuable items.
A new punch.
How is that possible?
This is where.
Well, we know the password now. Alright, no more stealth. No more riddles. No more games. I need to farm Eremites. Feels bad. Oh, there's this place. They also have treasure stash. No wonder they need a tough password. See if there's anything that Soheil can use. This just has a bunch of random
something
junk
with
in
which
it.
to commemorate
And a battered
this
stone
occasion.
slate. I did all that for nothing. The quest objective was the boring chest. I wonder if we're actually finished with this world quest line now. You explored the Lamb Devourer rock. You weren't in any danger, were you? Not that I doubt you could handle the situation even if you did encounter the Thutmose. So there is a secret base after all. No wonder the Thutmose still managed to rob me despite all the precautions I took. What a bunch of ignorant fools. They claim to worship King Deshret, yet they randomly throw such important relics around. Inexcusable. I must thank you on your behalf, the Academia, for getting such valuable, What was a sudden frown? Did you run into something difficult to decipher? Just the opposite, really. It's a love poem. Perhaps this slate would have been more valuable to those from the Haravatat. I can already imagine what titles they'll come up with. On the relationship between the development of rhetoric and progress of civilization. Alright, that just leaves Soheil's wish. Now that the 3 ruins have been fully explored, I can finally put my thoughts to rest. Well then, to celebrate the strengthening of our friendship, I shall prepare more gifts for gratitude on behalf of a hero and little hero. Ah, you're welcome. It's nothing really, plus we found a lot of treasure based on your notes. So how's your paper going? The papers, yeah, even though I collected enough materials, I no longer depend on churning out volumes. It's a breakthrough I'm after. I'm just going after... I must still go into the mausoleum of the King Deshret myself. The sage said. Yes, I get it. It's always about the sage with you. I'm just griping, that's all. What do you need a breakthrough for? To become a candidate for the next sage, of course. To outsiders, the difference between researcher and sage is that of a small fruit and larger fruit. But in reality, the gap is even greater than the difference between hilichurl and slime. Those are 2 completely different things. That's exactly it. They are 2 different things altogether. The sages with the power beyond they control virtually have all the researchers by our throats. They could make or break us with just one word. So many people have labored and fought over papers, some even as old as me. We'd given up our dignity just for the chance to be deemed worthy by the sages. Therefore I must become a sage myself, or all the suffering I've endured will have been for nothing. I'm sure you understand if you're a researcher. Now, Paimon thinks Dan would be more like you in the notes. Notes? You remember what you wrote in your notes? Compared to the mockery of having no improvement in knowledge is more painful to endure. What? I wrote that? The experience I've had are indeed true. But if it weren't for your reminder, I would have never looked at things from that perspective again. So you'd forgotten all about it. This is abrupt. But there's one more favor I'd like to ask. Want us to go look for more stone slates? No, I have enough stone slates. I just have a feeling of reading my old notes again. Allow me to take back the archaeology notes. I'll prepare something else. Sure. Thank you for all your help, and may your travels be smooth. Also, thanks for reminding me of the time when I was younger. It's a pretty good feeling. To be continued. I wonder if this questline will ever continue. I mean, Soheil's still here. Young scholars are so impetuous these days. Still hot and bothered over here? Oh yes, and what do I have to blame for that but young researchers continuing to try to worm their way into the desert. Thanks to them, Huani and I have to do a few rounds of this place every single day. He's turning my legs to jelly over here. I haven't had any time to really look into those stone slates you brought back, for shame. When I can get back to the Academia. Well, we finished an entire World Quest series. What about you? Please stay away. I'm on a mission here. See you around. See ya. I wonder if we'll ever get a continuation of Jet's storyline again. After doing the Dirge of Bilkis, it was a very emotionally invested storyline for an NPC. And actually, on the Valentine's Day for Twitter, they actually did post a fan art of Jet on Valentine's Day with Ben Ben. And it's nice to see that they're still doing well. You can even find some notes in the Northern Desert during the Pari quest line, where you can find evidence of Jet. Apparently, she has started her own tribe, and they're on good terms with the Order of Skeptics. There's so much desert. I can't believe it got released in like so many chunks. Sumeru is still by far the biggest region. Look at all this. It's like from the chasm all the way to here. And they recently added a section of it that I've been told here that I still haven't really gone and explored. Beta Harbor. But hey, that's all I really had planned for today. And I'm going to have to edit a lot of this down for YouTube because of so much just walking around and stumped on puzzles. But I do have a Discord server, links to which are on my About page, as well as in the credits of any of the YouTube videos that I post. So I'll see you all in the future. Next time we resume... I know next time we'll probably just do the world quest that I've been putting off, which is over here in Fontaine. There's a world quest series that I missed that's apparently in the Steambird. If I talk to the Steambird, there's a world quest I can start there. I also could probably finish the world quest that turns off the lightning on that one island, and I could also probably finish the world quest that lets me access the Tatarasuna, whatever it is, the Forge. I've been putting that off too. And then when we catch up on all our world quests, we'll eventually get to doing Sino's Character Quest 2. We have so many things to do in our backlog of streams. I also still have to finish the Shadowverse stream, because we finished half of the new story update for Shadowverse, and we still haven't really gotten around to it yet. And that's all I really have planned. So look forward to those future streams. A lot of Genshin in the pipeline. Our next stream will probably be Star Rail, to be honest, because I still need to get around to doing the event and that. But I'll see you all in that next stream. Ta-ta for now. Bye-bye.